why was Indy the spot for you, and just kind of, what have you tried to kind of bring to camp early? I think Sophie's already said twice she's happy that you're on her team now.
Yeah, vice versa. No, vice versa when it comes to Sophie, for sure. She's definitely someone like you don't want to play against, but you want her on your team just because she does the little things. So I seen what she said, and I was like, yeah, I feel the same exact way. But why is Indy like the spot for me? I think this is a perfect fit for me. The way I play, the way that they play. I think it's like a match made in heaven. So I'm excited to get to play with these women.
Tony, and then we'll go to Brian.
Seth talked a lot about rebounding being important for this team, and you were one of the better rebounders in the league last year per minute. Where do you feel like your role in this front court is for this team this year, and how do you see yourself pairing with Mo, with Lee, and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, they're all great post players, so I'm excited to get to play with them. Like you said, I think over the course of my career, I've been known to be a good rebounder for the minutes that I've played. So I'm excited to be able to bring that to the team. That's something that they weren't that good in last year. So just being able to help with that, I'm excited for. So yeah, rebounding, and then defensively, being able to guard. Again, that was something else that they struggled with last year at the post position. So just being able to leave my mark on the court, knowing that I have my teammates' backs defensively. So yeah, rebounding and defense, that's really what I'm going to bring to this team.
With regards to the decision to come to Indiana, did you talk with any current players or former players or people who've been here before? And if so, what did they tell you about the city?
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest, no. But this wasn't my first rodeo with Indiana being an option for my free agency. So I kind of already knew like what Indiana was about, Indiana basketball was about. So I really didn't, and again, free agency was so quick, it was like you really had to make a decision in like 1 or 2 days of where you wanted to be. So I know Kels, we were just talking about today when we were in here about for McDonald's All-American game, we were roommates together and we were just talking about how we bonded and clicked since then. So I know Kels really well, played with Ty last year, won a championship with Shatori. So I kind of know everyone in here already, and especially like playing against a lot of players too. So I really didn't, when it's year 9, you don't really have many questions. You kind of know what's what. So yeah.
We'll go to Scott and then Candace.
What have been your impressions thus far of playing for Stephanie White and her coaching staff and what they were about?
Yeah, super cool, different. I'll tell you that. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. With her coaching style, you're always on the other side of it. But she's outspoken, she's loud, she demands excellence, which I appreciate and I love, and she holds everyone accountable. So the staff, you could tell everyone knows their role and they do their role to the T. So yeah, I'm excited to be able to be coached by them.
With everything being so truncated, you said you only had a few days to make up your mind.
Yeah.
It could be kind of scary because it's a big life decision. Like, what becomes like the main thing?
Winning. Being able to play with Caitlin Clark, I think that was a huge eye-opening. Like, I had the opportunity to play with one of the greatest players that's ever going to play the game of basketball. So for me, once I also heard that, like, oh, she really wants me here too, I was like, oh, well, let's get it done then. There's no questions about it. So, and again, you got Aaliyah Boston, who is amazing. Like last year, I was so impressed with the way that she played last year. Like, just to be able to play off her, to help her continue to grow. It was definitely like, oh, I need to be here. I need to do this. And it's going to be challenging. I know it's going to be challenging. I know it's going to be tough from everything, from every aspect of basketball and life in general. So I'm ready for the challenge.
All right, we're going to finish with James and then Kareem.
Welcome to Indy.
Thank you.
You go so far. I didn't realize that you and Kelsey were like roommates with down there.
Yeah.
How full circle of a moment is it to wear the same jersey now, and how much respect can you have from her for her career?
Yes.
From afar?
No, I have tremendous respect for her. So I've known her since high school, of course, just playing against her, coming up in the AAU circuit, and then having the chance to play with her in the McDonald's All-American game and be her roommate. So, I mean, just the way that she's grown It's been amazing. Like at Ohio State, hear what she's been able to do with this organization for such a long time. Like there hasn't been a drop off, in my opinion, with the way that she plays. And the fact that she was able to play the same way, of course, get better, but play the same way in her style of basketball for so long, it's really remarkable.
Real quick, do you think that, I've heard many players say this, do you think that speaks to like how great a player is if you can play?
Yes.
If your role is the same as it was in 10th grade as it is in...
Absolutely. Because it's like, this is my identity. This is who I am. This is what I do. And clearly no one has ever been able to change that or stop her, so she's going to continue to do exactly what she does.
Last with Kareem.
Just wanted to ask about kind of fitting in with the team and kind of finding your spot. You know, when you've got a group that's been here together and that core has been together, but you also know them.
Yeah.
So how have you kind of, I don't know if it's a challenge, or how have you kind of tried to integrate and learn as far as fitting in with a group that is a little bit already established with the core?
Yeah, it's definitely tough for the first 2 days. Steph's like, shoot the ball, Mai, shoot the ball, you're open, shoot the ball. But it's like, I always want to find my teammates. Like, like I'm very like team oriented, try to move the ball. But Steph's like, no, Mai, we need you to shoot the ball. You got to shoot the ball. So just to hear that also is great. But just continuing just to be myself. I know why they signed me here. I know why they brought me here, and just do what I need to do in order to get this team over the hump and get the championship done.
Why here?
Why here? A lot of reasons why here. I think one, it was important to me to feel media day. There's a lot going on. It was important for me to feel wanted, to feel pursued, and I feel like that was the energy that I got from the Indiana Fever.
Brian?
How's the fit been? Has it been pretty immediate to build relationship chemistry with all the new teammates?
Yeah, I think so. I think it helps too that I played in Unrivaled with Kelsey. I played Team USA with Caitlin. Those are two of their primary guards. So I was able to play with them a little bit and already get that chemistry in the off season. And then it's kind of just plug and play. This team already has its core, it knows its identity. They went far last year. I know there was a lot of different pieces coming in and out, but they know who they are. And so I think my role is just to come in and just be an addition to that.
When you were playing with Kelsey and Caitlin, did they try to sell you at all in Indiana or anything?
It's funny because I don't really think we even talked about it. So it was kind of like an unsaid, but once the chemistry, we started feeling it, it was kind of like, oh, this is nice.
All right, we'll go Tony and then Colin.
Playing for an expansion team last year, everybody coming together at once. What did that teach you about building chemistry with a new team when you plug in like this?
Yeah, I think building chemistry with a new team, it's all about respect. We all come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, but if you come in and respect your teammates and have that solid core in the locker room, I think it translates to on the court. And so I think bringing that type of mentality here is really important to me.
Colin?
Everyone's talked about how quick free agency was, how quick this offseason was. Can you describe your experience going through free agency?
Oh my gosh, bananas. Like I was comparing it to last year. I had a couple months to like sit with being on the Valkyries and enjoy that moment. And I feel almost kind of bad for the ladies who were in the expansion draft and then a week later have to report to that team. I had a few months to just enjoy that. So yeah, it's different, unprecedented, we'll say, but this is just the business. You kind of just have to be adaptable. You have to adjust with it. Everyone's going through it, so it's like my situation isn't any different from anyone else on any other team. You just have to figure out a way to build chemistry the quickest and continue to have joy in the process, I would say.
James?
When it comes to joining the team with championship expectations, what excites you about that as a competitor to know, like, we go out here, we're trying to be last in this game?
I love that. I love the level and just the standard that this team already has. We're contenders. We're playing to compete. And so, like I keep saying, the core that's already here, they've established that. And so I think the new pieces, including myself coming in, we just want to add to that. We don't want to drop the level that's already been created. We want to continue to raise that standard to elevate. And I think that's what we've been really focused on in training camp so far.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Scott, hold on. Scott and then Elliot, and then we go.
You mentioned the true core right here. What is it like being that outsider coming in and trying to beat everyone and integrate yourself so quickly without breaking breaking up what that core was so good about it.
For sure. I mean, I'm a vet. I've done this for a while now. Me being in my 9th season, I know it's just coming in, knowing I'm brought here to be me, which is positive, which is light, bringing a leadership to this group. So all of those things that I know that I can control, and then on the court, that energy, being ferocious, just all the things, like I said, that I can control, knowing that I want to be an asset. I think that's what I'm focusing on, controlling what I can. And again, having my conversations with management, why they brought me here is to be me. So if I can just continue to be the best version of myself, I'm in a good position.
Elliot?
Coach likes to say that you're a native communicator. Is that something that you're proud of? How can you improve? Is that something natural? Something about it?
Great question. I don't know if I would say it was natural. Maybe when I came into the league, I know I wasn't this vocal, but I think it just comes with experience, being seasoned, getting out of your bubble. I see myself in the younger players so much just because I was them at a point, and just remembering the great vets that I had, the people that carried me along the way. And so I want to be that for them, and just for that for this team in general. And so knowing that, yeah, that's my role, that's what I do well in. I love to communicate, and that's something that I have grown in, I want to continue to grow in. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm still learning, not really a veteran yet, but, I feel a lot of confidence. Like, I got my first year under my belt, so I feel pretty confident on the court, knowing the space and knowing what the coaches need out of me, and just being aggressive and being myself each and every day. So building that confidence and knowing that I'm able to do what I can do and having that first year under my belt is really good.
What things did you work on in your game to develop or improve on? Like, did you identify, like, hey, here's where I got to grow?
Just knowing my speed as a big, I'm not a traditional big as they tell me. Like, I'm quicker, I'm faster, and just I'm able to do all those little things, like get out of the screens quickly, just doing the DHO, going uphill, everything with speed and with pace, and being able to run the floor and get out in transition.
Tony?
To that end about specific skills, you went straight from Florida State to here. So what was it like to actually have time to work on things and decompress from such an involved first season?
It was pretty good, like knowing that, I had a little bit of time to get my mind right for the W, learn the things that I need to learn, work on my game and staying in shape, coming into training camp my first year here. So, and then just having people in my ear, teaching me a lot of different things that I needed to do and what to expect with my first year coming in.
Scott?
Kayla, what stood out to you the first few days of training camp, especially those battles inside, and what maybe you've been able to learn from a couple of the veterans?
I would say just the people that we have on the team. Like, we all gelling together pretty good right now. We got a lot of great vets that came in, a lot of people that I can listen to, like Monique Billings and Myisha Hines-Allen, super vets that have a lot of years of experience, and just also my vets on the previous year, like Sophie, AB, CC, Kelsey. All of those good people be able to be in my ear, and Lexi Hall as well. So being in my ear, teaching me a lot of different things on the court and telling me good job and just keep going and expecting a lot out of me this year.
Liv?
That you were going to be with the field as opposed to so many players who are free agents. Was that calming, knowing where you were going and reassuring that you had a team and what it was going to be like?
Yeah, it was really calming, knowing that the FIBA was able to, protect me, in that free agency and that unrestricted agency, all of that stuff that was going on with the new CBA. So knowing that it's a home here for me and that the coaches, they believe in me and they trust in me as a player, and just being here overall feels amazing.
From a mentorship standpoint, what has Kelsey Mitchell meant to you throughout your career so far? And what does it mean to have somebody just treat you regularly? I feel like she doesn't act like anybody so big or whatever.
Yeah, Kelsey, she's a great vet. She gave it the name Baby Rook, so that's my girl. She teaches me a lot on the court. She's always taking good care of me, telling me the things that I need to do on the court, giving me that positive reassurance, and just being who she is. She's just a genuine person. She doesn't take all that she's got going on, the spotlight or anything like that. She's never been that type of person, and especially with all the accomplishments she's been having within the W, I think this will be her 11th season, I believe. So it's incredible just the way she carries herself, and just super excited for her to be my teammate again.
It's your 9th, by the way.
No, 9th? Oh, sorry.
Okay, how did you like your league experience? And I'm French, so what did you learn from Pauline, Valériane, and Janelle?
Oh, they were amazing teammates. I learned a lot. Janelle, she could shoot the ball well, and Pauline, she just a great point guard. Super nice people, like you said, French people. So, and I enjoyed my experience in Prague. It was amazing. Great city, great teammates, great coaching staff, and it was just amazing to be over there for the 2 months I was there.
What have you improved the most during that time?
Just being able to explore, I would say, like not being a typical American, just staying in the house, so being able to explore. And also I traveled to Germany, just getting outside of myself, I would say.
Last one from Scott.
Makayla, what stood out to you defensively? We see you guys working a lot with Reed to start practice. What has kind of been the emphasis there? It seems like kind of getting down to the fundamentals and restructuring.
Just being able to improve in that area, take those steps up from last year, especially the weaknesses that we had with last year on our defense, on the defensive end. So, Bree, she's a great defensive coach. She was a great offensive coach as well when she played here for the Fever. So, just sticking with her, building that trust and chemistry on the court, being able to communicate, being able to have each other's back on defense. So, yeah, we're super excited to have Bree always and just doing what we need to do on the defensive end so we can get the wins.
Yeah, for me, Steph is who she is as a coach. The resume speaks for itself. Indiana Fever as an organization speaks for itself. So for me, it was just a blessing to even get the call from Steph, from DM Amber. And I'm just super excited to play alongside. We saw what Aaliyah Boston just signed. Kelsey Mitchell, we talking about Caitlin Clark, who they are in their own rightful way. But so just being alongside those type of players in this organization for a coach like that it's a no-brainer.
How do you see yourself fitting with that?
Yeah, for me, just continuing to have the same mindset of just like versatility, of just doing whatever the team needs me to do, whether that be come in and be a spark scoring, defensively trying to get stops, being disruptive, being a leader vocally, being a leader through my actions, just do whatever the team needs me to do.
As a vet, you've been around long.
I have.
And I know there's excitement always in training camp, but you would know what a good team looks like maybe from day one, day two. So what are you seeing from this team, just in the very infant stages?
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me is being able to how quickly we can make corrections and how quickly that we can take things that coach teaches us and apply it onto the court. And I think that is the thing that, like I said, stands out the most to us. And also, I think people kind of forget how young Caitlin and Aaliyah are, and they are the core of this group. And for me, I'm just learning from them, even though I am in year 10. But being able to, like I said, not even just from Steph, but from the players that have been here, being able to apply it, and with our new people coming in, with Mo, me, Mo, and Myisha coming in, being able to get the chemistry rolling as quickly as possible.
You've been on championship teams before.
Yeah.
What qualities do you see in this group that maybe matches or needs to get up to the level of some of those teams?
What matches is the hard work. When you in practice and it's hard to find a hoop to shoot and get extra shots in, and you see before practice everyone's with a coach or with a player development person watching the plays before, trying to learn the terminology. Those little things, really only in day 3 of training camp, and you see those qualities early on. Those are qualities that you can't really teach. It's kind of like it's either in you or you don't have it. And so those are the qualities that stand out the most to me so far.
Anything else?
Hunger, caliber. Everybody's talking about a championship.
Yeah.
Carry over from last year, takes the effective work. So when you come into the building and talk to these people, are they expressing that? Are they saying, we know where we're going?
Yeah, so the thing that I like the most is I'm an actions person. So it's kind of like an understood thing when you walk in. Like I said, the things that you see, when you see people getting in extra shots when practice doesn't start till 10, but you see people getting here at 9, 10, taking care of their bodies after practice, getting in extra film sessions. Again, we're only on day 3, and you see those qualities early on. Again, like I said, I'm an actions person, so when you see those things, those are the things that stand out the most to me.
I got one. You've been to played for a lot of different teams in your career, played a lot of different countries in your career.
Yeah.
What's kept you going all these years, and how do you maintain perspective when you don't always know, like, I'm going to be with this place for 3 years or whatever, and you kind of just rock it out?
Yeah, for me, I just take it one day at a time, and I just super blessed to be able to continue to do what I love to do, and continue. We're in a really, I'm in an awesome place to be able to not only be a part of women's basketball, but also continue to be a fan of it. The way the game has grown, the fan base, I just embrace it all. So for me, it's just, again, embracing the journey, and I love the process. I always want to continue to get better, and I love the game.
To be 10 years in, get it out the mud, so to speak, like, does that add a certain level of gratitude or perspective as well?
Most definitely. And also, I feel like I'm a winner, and I love to be around winners. And again, like, this is an organization that has been through and through, and just like I said, with Steph and her resume, and again, Caitlin Clark is who she is, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, getting this opportunity in year 10, I'm fully embracing it.
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to come back home some point in my career, and obviously this year was free agency year, my first year of doing that, and I was taking meetings, and Indiana was just the main team that really, really wanted me, and I like to go somewhere I wanted, so they got me.
Scott and then James.
Ty, it was such a quick process. So we're like, I guess you decided a day or two. What was it like for you, and how frantic was that trying to figure out what you needed to do?
Yeah, I was just speaking with my agent the entire time. He kept it pretty simple and pretty easy. He mapped out everything, and Indiana came out of nowhere, honestly. It wasn't even in my head, and they contacted my agent, and then the next day I had a workout, and she was like, Amber, she was like, do you want to come up here? And I'm like, well, I have workouts, but I can move it around for you. And she was like, oh, don't worry, like, she'll come to the workout. And literally the next morning she came to the workout, she liked what she saw, and she was like, let's get this happening.
So the opportunity to play with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and just that backcourt, what do you think you can add to it, and how excited are you for the opportunity to be that dynamic?
I think I could add another depth of just having a guard, somebody who can bring up the ball, somebody who can space the floor as well. I mean, Caitlin's a great shooter, great passer, so I'm going to be out there running and get them easy buckets. And Kelsey, I mean, that's my dog. She's family. I've been telling her for the last 3-4 years, like, the people are just now catching up. You've been this, you've been that dog. So I'm happy for her to get her flowers and her accolades and stuff. So I'm happy to be a part, too, because she was one of the hardest guards from college to now. So happy to be on this side.
We'll go Tony and Chloe.
What role did your relationship with Steph for Connecticut play in your free agency?
Oh yeah, it's amazing because it is a new team, but I already know what Steph wants. I play with her in Connecticut, and her system is real read and react. Now I really like that, and up pace, up tempo. I've been playing that since South Carolina, so it's pretty easy to come in and know all the assistants and all the head coaches and what they want.
Coming off your knee injury, what was the ramp-up period been like? How have you felt these first couple days?
Yeah, injury is tough. I mean, when I heard the news, it was kind of sad, but it gave me a chance to actually sit down and relax and reframe everything from my body to my mental. So I kind of had that time, 9 months, 10 months to really just relax, chill with my family, and get everything that I needed. I mean, if you guys know, basketball is ongoing. You don't really get a rest time. So once I got that time, I got to chill with my family and really just build from the ground up.
Scott and then James.
How similar are things? You talked about the coaching staff. How similar is it to Connecticut? And also on the same lines, how much do you appreciate the building and not having to share or anything like that? You guys had to.
Oh yeah. When I first came in here, I was like, this is so different. It's so professional. Everything to our liking. I mean, the food, breakfast, lunch, perfect. I don't have to go out and use my money to get some food. And then with like Coach Steph, like I said, everything's the same. The only thing that's different is the names, but that's easy to catch along, get along with.
James, and we'll be done.
I think you touched on a little bit with Kelsey, and I'm kind of along the lines of what I want to ask you of her being this player all along. When you're a player that isn't on a winning team, whatever, you get these labels. So how do you think that she's kind of blocked that out, been a professional and had high character despite what other you might say about her game? Because, she's been a bucket practice in the league.
I mean, it just shows testament to just her character, her personality. She's real humble. She's real quiet and calm and cool and collected. So I think just navigating the audience, navigating the fans, navigating the media is just who she is. And I mean, I feel like she's probably been an underdog for a lot of time. She went to Ohio State, and I don't know if she got any accolades there, but like when I say Kelsey's been that, she's been that since high school. I used to watch her highlights in YouTube, like looking up her highlights. I'm like, she's so cold. So I'm just happy the world's catching on for her.
I mean, I did it because I know how much hard work I put in, but just to hear my name get called and the Indiana take a chance on a kid like me, it's great. It was very humbling, but just to have the opportunity means a lot to me.
What was that night like? Who'd you watch the draft with?
I watched it with my teammates. We actually had like all of the girls there. We had some lunch, some dinner together, and we were watching the game and enjoying it, and the girls enjoyed it as well. So
how did they react?
They were shocked. They were shocked. They were surprised. They always told me they knew I was going to get drafted, but it was just a matter of time.
Scott, did you think you were going to, like in general, when did you think you could be a pro? At what point in college maybe did that cross your mind?
I've always had the mindset that I could be a pro. I mean, I started playing basketball at the age of 5, and for me, it was always just having an opportunity. I've always been an underdog my entire life, so as soon as I got the opportunity to step on the court, I was able to show, like, basically my mentality, how hard I was able to work, how hard I was able to gel with my teammates. So I would say at a young age, but it just came with opportunity.
Did you pinch yourself on Sunday?
Say it again?
When you started training camp and you were a pro, did you pinch yourself at all and say, yes, here I am?
I would say, because you're playing with a lot of great people. You're playing with Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell, AB. It's a lot of girls that you see on TV. Now you're playing with them. You're learning from them. You're learning from the vets. You're hearing the things that they're telling you to do in practice and the coaches. So it's definitely a surreal moment for me.
So when you look at, obviously, your career journey getting to this point, have you had a moment where you're like, dang, like, this is another level, like up from where I was, and just in terms of like the skill, speed, or whatever the game has been?
I would definitely say playing in the SEC, it's like it's a baby WNBA, so the physicality and the speed was always there. But I think the attention to detail, attentionality, whether that's being in the right places on defense, making sure you have the right skill set when it comes to IQ and the placements on the floor. So I think that was basically the difference. But definitely the speed and physicality is going to be different in the WNBA.
Last one, Scott.
You mentioned playing with some of the players you grew up watching. What have you tried to absorb from them here in the first 3 days?
Basically their maturity, the way they approach the game, whether that's them getting treatment, recovery, watching film, and just basically their mindset. They're always talking to us rookies and the people that's coming here in training camp, and just them having fun. I think that's something that you can always see and learn from in the game of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I think for lack of better terms, it's kind of a red shirt for rookies, and I'm super excited for the opportunity. I'm grateful that they even considered me to be in that position, so I think I'm just taking it one day at a time and really leaning into the process.
Scott?
Do you have inclinations that people were interested in you during the draft and all of that, or what was that like going through all of that?
I did. We had a couple of Zooms with them. It kind of was just a waiting game and seeing where I was going to go. But again, like I said, I think I'm just super excited for this opportunity and taking it day by day.
How the first couple days of camp compared to your expectations of what the pros would be like?
It's been great. I mean, it's very fast-paced, like learning-wise. I don't think it's anything I'm not used to. I mean, going into college, transitioning and stuff like that, I think it's just super fast-paced, but I love it. I mean, the girls are super welcoming, and everyone is it's a very family-oriented program, so I'm super excited.
2 other SEC rookies. How have you guys bonded so far?
I think it's great. I mean, we both are in a competitive league, and I think at the end of the day, all 3 of us just want to win, so being around winners is important. Yeah.
Because of your height, have there been times where teams kind of forget about you as an outside shooter? I think you're going to be in the paint?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think more they see me as a three-point shooter. I think in the past year or so is when I've been able to like get in the paint pretty much.
Last one with Scott.
What's been important in your development for that three-point shot and how you've increased that over the last 7 years?
Yeah, I think my development in my three-point shot is more mental. I think when I'm not worried about making shots is when I make my shots and just like doing other things to help improve my shot.
Fever?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this opportunity that I'm able to play for the Indiana Fever. You know, my brother being here, it's just very full circle, and it just gives me a sense of home having my brother here, so I'm super happy.
You guys both went undrafted and both made it to the pros. What is it about the way you guys were brought up that made that possible to you?
Yeah, I just think this, like, we just have this grittiness to us, you know, just this never quit mentality and just outworking people. And I think that's how he's made 10 years in the league, and that's what I'm trying to start to do. So I think that's just what it's all about.
How did he react when you told him?
He didn't believe me. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah." So it was just super awesome, and he was super happy for me.
Did he give you any advice after that?
You know, just to outwork people, just be me, and everything will work itself out.
What have these last few days been like for you? You're trying to outwork people, but also trying to get your life together and live in a different place as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming here and, like, you know, having the talent that this team has, it's been so surreal. And, you know, I've watched Caitlin Clark for her whole college career, so to be on the same floor as her and learn from her has been amazing. And, you know, I was actually in Indiana when I was told that I was coming here, so it was really funny because I was just visiting TJ. But yeah, so I went home, I got my stuff together, and then I came back.
Can you kind of give us the behind the scenes of like how that all went down? Like, what were you doing, and like, did you have any expectations of coming here?
Honestly, I had no expectations of coming to Indiana. You know, I had a talk with my agent about a few teams. Indiana was never one of them. So when I got told that I was coming here, I couldn't believe it, honestly. But yeah, I was visiting TJ because I just got back from Australia and I was playing overseas there, and so I haven't seen him since then. And so I was just visiting, and then it was on my drive home. It was like 3 hours into my drive, I found out I was coming here, so I was super excited.
So you were in the car?
What?
You were in the car?
Well, yeah, I was in the car when I found out, yeah.
Scott?
I'm curious, where do you think your defensive hard play and all of that comes from?
I would just say growing up with my brothers, we would be outside and, you know, they wouldn't take it easy on me. So I think just watching them in the gym and just seeing how they play defense and seeing TJ pick up 94 feet, I think he was a great role model for me, and I just tried to follow in his footsteps.
What was it like last year? You had that excitement of signing and then the injury, the highs and lows so early in your career.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 5 years of college basketball, I never had an injury, and then, you know, you work so hard to make it to the WNBA. In my first game, I fractured my knee, unfortunately, but I just believe that everything happens for a reason, and, you know, I'm super grateful just to be back on my feet and get a training camp here.
We'll finish with Chloe. Just what was that rehab process like for your knee, and what does it mean for Indiana to kind of just give you another shot to get back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super grateful for the organization for giving me a chance and believing in my capabilities. But yeah, rehab was hard. You know, like I said, I never had an injury before, so going through that, it was my first time. You know, I was rehabbing for 3 months, and then, you know, I went over to Australia, like I said, and I kind of just tried to get my feet back into, you know, playing again. And it was my first year overseas. It went great, and then, you know, I'm super grateful for Indiana for giving me this opportunity.
It's really cool. I think it's like a full circle moment, honestly. So I'm excited for my family and friends to be able to see me play here for sure.
So is your family still living out here? Or did everybody move? Is everybody out on the East Coast?
My grandparents, some aunts, cousins live out here, but my mom is actually in Arizona now. So yeah.
Is that where Adeline's playing?
No, my 3 youngest sisters actually went to Radford, which is close to Virginia Tech, where I graduated from. And one is at SFA, she's about to graduate, and then the other 2 are done, so yeah.
As you make the transition to the WNBA, like, what things do you think you can bring to a team at this level, and what did the last few days kind of like for you?
Yeah, I think I just bring a little bit of experience. I've been playing overseas since I got out of college, and I've learned a lot just about the game and seeing it from different angles. And I think just being able to fit into any system and play any role that they need me to play, I think that's my strength right now.
What have been your impressions these first 3 days and kind of the standard that's set from day one?
Yeah, I mean, Indiana basketball is just different in general. I knew that, but being here, it's really heightened for sure. It's been cool though, just competing and getting to know everybody. Everybody has been very welcoming. So.